First, we just give a lot of credit to Temple, man. They came out with a heck of a game plan. They came out, they hit a lot of shots. They were the co-champions last year for a reason, and they showed their toughness today. They played an incredible game, but a huge testament to our players and how we played today. We talked about culture. Our last two practices weren't the best two practices. A lot of adversity in some of those practices. Our scout guys did a great job of giving us a look of Temple. Traditionally, Temple forces a lot of turnovers. They've been forcing 20 turnovers a game, and so it looked like if you watched our practices, the last few practices, that we were going to come out and turn the ball over about 40 times a day, and only turn the ball over 9 times. Our defense, the first half, wasn't what we wanted to be as far as just, we allowed them to be way too comfortable. And I thought we did a great job in the second half of, after a run to end the first half, of coming out in the second half and just chipping away. And then with the adjustments we made on the offensive end, I thought our girls did a great job of locking into the adjustments and capitalizing on those things. Shania Price in the 5.5 minutes that she played in that first quarter or second quarter were huge for us. We had people come in the game and play huge for us. Jalen Talley, 10 boards off the bench, 7 points, played great defense, played with toughness. We needed that grit, that toughness from her. Monster game from Kyla Deck, 7 of 7, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. People that just came in and sparked us, and then Mish was steady in the middle, man, with 5 assists. Another double-double and then 5 assists today. So I'm proud of us, man, to be down 19 and to be able to stay together, to not point fingers, not point blame, but talk about solutions. It says a lot about our team. It says a lot about our culture. And, man, what an incredible win.
It seemed like one of the things you did there a little bit was change things up defensively, and that seemed to kind of turn it there. Was that a big part of the way that?
Well, in the second quarter, for sure. Like, we needed to do something to stop the bleeding. And so we came out with a little zone and some zone press to end the half. And I thought Shania Price in that was really good. So that was part of it. We went back to our man-to-man in the second half. And at halftime, we just talked about it. Our defense for us has been so elite all year, especially in conference play, and it's been man-to-man. We've made our adjustments with our man-to-man. We've done different things within our man-to-man, but our man-to-man is what we've hung our hat on. And so we need to get back to that in the second half, and to hold them to 26 points in the second half, going back to our man-to-man, that's the type of defense we're capable of playing.
Coach, it was a slower offensive start to this game, 4-24 shoot.
Yeah.
After that, however, 57% clip from the field, 24 for 42 the rest of the game.
Yeah.
What do you feel got the team going offensively after that slow start?
Well, they shot 70% in the second quarter, 47% in the first quarter. There wasn't a whole lot of transition opportunities for us, and we're really good when we can get out in transition, and a lot of that's off of a miss, rebound, push. And so we were able to get those opportunities in the second half with better defense. So that's one thing. Also, just the adjustments we made. They were playing off our four. They weren't guarding our fours, and so we made some adjustments. We post up Jalen Talley a lot more. She's capable, man. She can score on a low block. So if you don't want to guard her, we'll post her up too, and allowed me to dive to the basket. And Jalen did a great job of capitalizing on those opportunities. And then we hit some shots too. Like the three-pointer went in for us in the second half, and Kyla Deck hit some big ones. Desiree Wood hit a couple big ones, and so I think it helps when you see the ball go in a couple times. It's a ripple effect.
It's the best start for a conference season ever at this place. And, not the greatest history, but there have been some good teams here. I mean, what does that mean, you guys, to be off to the best start ever?
Hayden won special. And we just talked to our team about that. It's great that in year 2 we're continuing to hit milestones, but, we didn't set out this year to have the best start to conference play in school history. We set out to win the league again and to put ourselves in position to go play in the national tournament, and that's what we want to do. We want to play in the NCAA tournament. So everything we're doing right now is to go and get the number 1 seed in Fort Worth and then go put ourselves in position to go and win in Fort Worth and remove all doubt. So to me, it means that we're making strides. We're going in the right direction. To have won 9 of our last 10 means that a lot of things are clicking for us right now. We just can't get complacent. We've got to continue to learn from our mistakes, learning wins. I think our team has done a really good job of when we do our self-scout the day after of seeing the things that we didn't do great and realizing how we can improve on those for the next game.
Yeah, and teams that get to those milestones you're talking about, like going to the tournament, those teams tend to win, those big games along the way. Is this one of those landmark games you can look at and say, man, we're getting closer to where we want to be?
For sure. I mean, this is one of the best teams in the league. If you look at the standings right now, we've played South Florida one time and beat them. Now we got to go do it at their place, and that's a whole different animal to go and do that at their place. And they're coming off a 12-point win beating UTSA, and so we know what South Florida is capable of doing. We know how good they are at home. They beat Duke at home, who was number 9 in the country at the time, and so we have to continue to look at the game ahead of us and not think big picture at all. Continue to eat the elephant one bite at a time, so to speak. And so the thing that's important for us right now is going out to South Florida and focusing on South Florida and going and finding a way to beat them.
Coach, there was a point there, down 19, late in the first half.
Yeah.
Timeout. Y'all rip off a 9-0 run after that. That was a big, seemed like momentum builder.
Yeah.
Down to about 10. But what was the message there in the huddle, down by 19, late in the half?
Let's play some defense. Let's play some defense. Let's see what they're giving us. I mean, we just weren't. The real message was we looked soft. That was the real message. We were playing soft. We weren't forcing tough shots. Offensively, we weren't getting the ball in the looks that we know we're able to get. There's certain actions that when teams play us a certain way, it should be automatic for us. We weren't getting those things, and so we changed some things up. We went to a zone, and that zone allowed us to get some momentum. We got some transition plays out of that in the second quarter, and that run was great for us to go into halftime with a little bit of momentum.
I mean, it's great knowing that we have a team that'll stick together through 19 points. Not many teams will be able to come back from that. So it just shows a lot about us, our culture, and how we operate as a team.
I think that's a lot of motivation going into the next game. I was talking to Brian. I was just telling him we need to start off strong though. I feel like we already knew we could do something like that. I don't think there was any doubt we were gonna lose, but it was just all right. Now we got to fight tooth and nail to come back. You know what I'm saying? And so every team is not going to do that. Every team's not going to allow that. So it's just more motivation for us to know how good we are and how good we can be.
What brought you guys back after getting down 19?
Pride.
Pride and defense. And like I said, us sticking together. We know that defense sparks our offense. So we had to be intentional about getting the stops that were necessary. So we could go put the ball in the basket.
I also add to we work too hard to put ourselves in a position like that and let it happen. That makes sense. So just like when I say pride, I mean that's culture. That's the love we have for one another. We come in the gym, we work hard every single day. So that gives us, we know we can win. So we just have to do what we have to do.
Kind of personally, perfect night, 70% on the field, 2 for 3. Were you just in one of those zones tonight?
Actually, this is the first time that I've shot. Well, I always shoot before the game, but I did a little shooting workout with Coach P, and it worked. So I'm gonna make sure I add that to my little regimen. But
Tamisha, for yourself, double-double, 16 points, 10 boards. This is your 10th double-double of the season. Also, you played 38 minutes. Was there any point down that stretch run? Is that 38 minutes? You feel any of that? Or you think it up there?
Do I? I mean, this being my 5th year, yes, I feel every piece of that 38 minutes. But I can't think about that in game because I know my team needs me on the floor. So I'm not thinking about how many minutes I already played. I'm thinking about the stop that we about to get or the bucket that I'm about to go get on the other end.
The good teams, pull out games like this. How much momentum does this just give you, and confidence does this give you guys going forward the rest of the season?
Definitely a confidence booster, being this the best start in school history to conference. But there's still work to be done. We still not at our best, and that's what we got to get there in these next couple games because we got tough opponents. So we just got to stay locked in.
Piggyback off Misha, definitely just more motivation. We haven't even reached the ceiling. So I feel like we can do anything as long as we stick together and do what we need to do. So,
was there a point in that game where you guys kind of felt the swing in your way a little bit?
Probably after halftime.
After
like,
halftime, for sure.
After halftime, we got talked to. We knew what we had to do. Like we knew from the jump, but we just didn't execute from the jump. So after halftime, we knew it was now or never.
Speaking of after halftime, y'all held Temple to just 26 in that second half, 30% shooting from the field. Their leading scorer was only one of 10 in the game for 2 points. What kind of switched in that second half you felt like on the defensive end that led to success?
We got, if not, one of the best on-ball defenders. Like, nothing is going to be easy when you're trying to bring the ball up against Collar Desiree Woon. So, like, them just being in somebody that's all the momentum and all the, like, switch that we need.
I think we just decided to stop being soft, too. We was being soft on the offensive end, but even on the defensive end, like, we knew if we wanted to win, we had to get stops. And even we were still kind of going back and forth, but it wasn't like a shot and it was just draining. It was like, okay, they scored, but we finna get another stop. Like, it was our mindset. Like, we changed how we were thinking because we knew, like Misha said, it was now or never. We had to turn it on if we wanted to win the game.
It seemed like Coach did a few things here and there, especially changing defenses, a few adjustments along the way. Did those really help you guys in this comeback?
Yeah, I mean, it's keeping us on our toes, them on their toes. Like, they don't know what to expect. So it was kind of throwing them off. Like, you could see them in game, looking at the sideline, like, asking what they're about to run. So that was good for us to switch defenses.
It also sparked a run end of the second quarter. And even though, yes, we went in at halftime, we got talked to. I mean, I feel like it helped us. Like, it helped us change our mind about how the game was. Like, okay, we can go on a run that fast. All right, so we need to start the third quarter like that.
This is the best conference start. Did those milestones mean something to you guys as you go all along in the season?
Every milestone means something to us. I mean, being a part of something like history, this is something like North Texas is going to remember forever. They're going to talk about even years from now when we're gone, until somebody breaks like all the records and milestones that we have. So they're all like big milestones for us.
In this type of game, overcoming a 19-point deficit, is this a game you can look back later in the season that no deficit, even when times are tough, say after one at halftime, that the character and fight in this team, like any deficit can be overcome?
100%. I mean, we even though we lost, we did the same thing against SMU. So we've had we're battle tested in practice, we're battle tested in games. So I mean, yes, we can look at this from a few games from this, but even today we already knew 19 points wasn't nothing. So